Hello everyone. I'm Palak Jindal. I'm a fourth year student at Symbiosis School for Liberal Arts, and I will be today sharing my findings from my research on aligning the IORA pillars with the UDA framework to boost regional cooperation and resilience. Starting with IORA, with its 23 member states, it promotes cooperation across six pillars, which are maritime safety and security, trade and investment facilitation, fisheries management, disaster risk management, academic science and technology cooperation, tourism and cultural exchanges. However, the implementation varies widely due to the resource gaps and political divergence. The Indian Ocean also faces operational limitations because of ongoing problems, which include maritime insecurity, together with ecological vulnerability and insufficient integrated data structures. The underwater domain awareness here addresses these issues holistically by focusing on gaining a thorough grasp of the underwater environment, which makes it an ideal tool to unify IORA's priorities with practical on ground action. The UDA framework presents a solution that combines oceanographic information with acoustic monitoring systems and coordinated decision models. Applying it to IORA enables alternate interpretations of both regional capacity deficiencies and future developmental possibilities. My research aimed to assess how the UDA could fill strategic and operational gaps across IORA. IORA's six strategic pillars. I have mapped these pillars to the UDA framework. Starting with maritime safety, UDA strengthens surveillance and enables real time threat detection, improving incident response. In trade and investment, it maps underwater terrain to reduce navigational risks, making maritime routes safer and attracting infrastructure investment. For fisheries management, UDA supports monitoring fish populations and tackling illegal fishing through acoustic and ecological data. In disaster risk management, UDA's early warning systems help for underwater earthquakes and improve coastal evacuation. It also boosts academic and scientific cooperation by promoting shared research platforms and regional marine science partnerships. And finally, in tourism, UDA protects underwater heritage sites and even enables virtual diving, supporting both conservation and cultural exchange. So, the mapping here shows how the UDA enhances IORA's goals through practical tools and shared knowledge systems. I've also took a country specific lens, acknowledging that a one size fits all model doesn't work. Mozambique needs support to address insurgencies in Cabo Delgado. UDA can help through real time surveillance, early warning systems, and a proposed regional maritime coordination center. Somalia continues to battle piracy, illegal fishing. Here, UDA enables satellite tracking, community surveillance, and law enforcement training to build maritime governance. Seychelles, highly dependent on the ocean economy and tourism, needs to protect coral reefs and ensure sustainable fishing. UDA tools like acoustic reef monitoring and smart logistics can support both conservation and trade. Comoros faces threats like cyclones and coastal erosion, along with weak marine waste management. UDA can help deploy underwater sensors and while involving communities in environmental monitoring. Bangladesh, with its strong regional ties, focuses on climate resilience and maritime law compliance. UDA complements its Indo Pacific strategy by supporting secure, rules based ocean engagement. And for Singapore, aiming to lead in green port innovation, is already piloting AI based port defense systems under the IORA UDA innovation. Here digital transformation is important through the especially through the marine spatial planning, which is a key to strengthening the UDA framework in IORA. Tools like GIS, remote sensing, and AI help maritime stakeholders manage resources efficiently, protect ecosystems, and reduce conflict. These technologies also enable real-time data sharing and predictive analysis, which improves maritime governance. And most importantly, they help bridge the detect gap among member states and align UDA efforts with IORA's broader developmental goals. But despite these promising alignments, there are several challenges which remain, starting with legal framework across IORA countries, which are still fragmented. Many states lack the digital infrastructure and funds to implement UDA initiatives. There's no unified marine spatial planning mechanism across the region, and public engagement, especially from the youth and local communities, which is very minimal. These gaps prevent strategic vision from becoming a reality. Some of my recommendations for this would be establishing a regional center of excellence for underwater domain awareness by dedicating it to the UDA research and training, along with policy development. The center will serve as a knowledge exchange platform to help member states develop their capacity for underwater domain awareness. This can also support the rollout of pilot projects in countries like Mozambique and Somalia, where maritime insecurity and limited institutional capacity demand urgent intervention. Developing a harmonized data sharing platforms to create unified regional platform which connects national maritime databases of all IORA states to improve data accessibility and system integration. This would allow member states like Singapore and Bangladesh with advanced digital infrastructure to support data integration with smaller island states like Comoros. Public private partnerships should be supported because these agreements enable private partners to fund technological developments needed for UD advancement. Public private partnerships are essential to fund marine technology like underwater sensors and smart port security. Countries like Singapore could lead innovation hubs under the IORA UDA banner. Lastly, we must also raise public awareness and participation, organizing marine awareness programs in communities to boost civilian involvement in data collection activities and maritime monitoring operations. Coastal communities in countries such as Comoros and Somalia can play a role in citizen led data collection, environmental monitoring, and marine protection if properly trained and included. This can also be done through integrating community initiatives like the 100 Coastal Warriors initiative, which I will be looking upon in my further research. So, in conclusion, the UDA framework allows IORA to move from a broad strategic goals to country-specific operational solutions. And by combining the technological tools with local knowledge and inclusive governance, we can reimagine the maritime cooperation in the Indian Ocean. Thank you.